Hello everyone, I welcome you all today in this my topic of 14 principles of management that was laid down by Sir Henri Fayol. Student, this is the second chapter of Business Studies class 12, and today we are going to discuss the 14 principles in detail that were conceptualized and laid by Sir Henri Fayol. But before proceeding, we will be having a brief introduction about Sir Fayol. Well, Henri Fayol, he completed his mining engineering and later he was posted as an engineer in a factory, and after few time he was promoted as the managing director of a company. During this time the company was having a financial crisis and it was very hard to control the entire organization in that situation. When Sir Fayol was posted as the MD, he started implementing his various kind of techniques and other workings of management rules and regulation that were made by him, and later fruitfully at the lifespan of 30 years the company went out to a very successful big organization, and it is one of the top level company in the world during his retirement. After his retirement, Sir Fayol, he all implemented these 14 principles into a book, and in the studies of management it is also called Fayolism, and today even the modern management concepts are based upon the 14 principles that were laid by him, and the 5 functions of management, that is what we call planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. So now next we will be going through the 14 principles one by one. The very first principle is the division of work. Yes, every one of us know that in a big organization there are a lot of works to do, different department, different functions, and each and every employee should be assigned a particular work. The work should be based on the skill, the knowledge, the experience, his qualification and many other criteria. When the work is divided into the employees at a particular part, okay, the job, it can be created into multiple parts and it is easier to do by each and everyone. Okay, it should be earlierly determined that which employee should be given what kind of work, and the most benefit is that when the division of work is followed, each and every employee become the part of it and they gain the specialization of doing work time to time, and they get a very good experience in that, which gives the accuracy to the work of the employee. In the long run, the organization gains so much of success in this principle. Now that was the first principle, division of work. Now we will be going to the second part, that is discipline. Yes, students, discipline, we know that it is not a very new word or a new concept. Discipline is not only followed in an organization, but it is followed everywhere, even in our home, school, colleges, institutions, organizations, hospitals, politics, everywhere. Discipline is a set of rules and regulations that is to be done, that is to be followed, and it also have a moral criteria. Okay, discipline refers to the obedience of the organizational rules and the employment agreement. Yes, students, appointment letter when the employee receives his every kind of details, information, rules, his work, his salary, his strict rules and regulation, everything what he is needed to be followed are written there. Okay, following discipline is a part of each and every level of management, and this gives a clear and fair agreement and judicious application of penalties. Yes, okay, a person who is not doing up to the mark, he can be given some kind of penalties or less kind of promotion. Through that he will be able to know more about the proper and perfect professional kind of work. So discipline was the second criteria, second principle of this 14 principle. I repeat again, the first one what we saw, it was division of work, second is discipline, and now we will be going to the third principle, authority and responsibility. According to Sir Fayol, authority and responsibility should be equally balanced to every manager and employee. It is because when an employee or a manager is getting more responsibility and less authority, then for each and every responsible work he have to seek permission from his superior, which will be result into delay of work. In the same way, when there is more authority and less responsibility with the manager or an employee, then that time he may misuse the power of authority because he do not have any responsible in his post or in his daily work. So according to Fayol, I repeat again, authority and responsibility should be equally balanced, and it should be judiciously done. Let's move to the fourth principle of Fayol, that is unity of command. Yes, unity of command states that for each and every work, one boss should be there and one order should be there. Okay, it means that if there is an employee and for the same work he is getting different two orders from two different boss, then the employee will be confused that whom to listen and whom not to listen. Meanwhile, few clever employees, they may also misuse this and they may give excuse to any one of the boss whosoever have done or due to which the target is not achieved. So Sir Fayol has strictly stated that unity of command should be totally followed in each and every level of the organization. In short, I repeat again, unity of command states that there shall be only one and one boss for each and every individual employee or the same group. Okay, that is, there should be only one order received from one boss, and due to this dual subordination can be avoided, and there will be only one boss who will be responsible and answerable for that particular work. Let's move on. The next is unity of direction. Unity of direction states that each and every different department and functional work should be only toward the one and one objective, that is to the organizational goal, that is the final goal. In an organization there are number of works, hundreds of works, some work are big, some are small, some are easy, some are challenging. But in this unity of direction, it states that each and every employee should always make the common plan, the common goal, that is the organizational goal. All the units of an organization should be moving toward the same objective through coordinated and focused effort. Coordination is a very important in this principle, because without coordination they all will be going to the different goals, different direction, and the universal or the company goal cannot be achieved. So unity of direction prevents that, and it always keep the action that each and everyone are following the same towards the organizational goal. Each group of activities having the same objective must have one head and one plan. Okay, so let's proceed now to the sixth principle, subordination of individual interest to general interest. Yes, student, I will be giving an example first. For example, there is a project manager in a company, and he is having a purchase manager under him who is responsible for buying all the raw materials that is required for the project. The project manager is totally having the trust on the purchase manager. Now purchase manager is saying that a raw material which cost usually 10 rupees in the market, one of the relative of that purchase manager is selling the same at 11 rupees. So in this situation, the purchase manager shall buy with the price of rupees 10 and not from the relative who is selling for rupees 11. Here the personal objective should be given second preference. The first priority should be given to the company's interest. That is the what we call it subordination of individual interest to general interest. General interest means organization interest or company interest. In the meanwhile, an employee, he is having very important meeting in the evening and there is a birthday party in his house. So in this situation he should give first priority to the meeting of the company to the clients rather than celebrating the birthday party in his home. Okay, this is a very good way of following discipline and professionalism. Sir Fayol have thus stated that subordination of individual interest is not so important as the general, the common organizational interest. In all these situations, the interest of an organization should take priority over the interest of any one individual employee. Now we will be moving to the next, the seventh principle of management, the seventh point, that is remuneration of employees. Remuneration is any amount money which is given to the employee in the form of wages, salary, commission, etc. So according to this principle, Sir Fayol states that no employee should be given very least amount or salary or wages or which is not at all as a reasonable standard of living. They shall at least be paid such a salary or wage, such a remuneration that they have proper food, proper standard of living. Okay. In the meanwhile, the company shall also keep in mind that they are not paying more salary than required. The company should always keep their eye on their financials, because sometimes few employees they go for higher demand, and the company they may suffer because of this, because of their financials. Okay. The company shall also see that what their competitors are paying for the same post, for the same kind of work. For getting good employees, always the company have to pay little more than their competition, so that they can get their uh, get the good quality, best quality of employees. Okay. So these were the seven principles. Now we will be having seven more principles, that is explained by Sir Henri Fayol.